Baby, be in love with your fantasies. I can be a star, make a side so bright. Welcome to my dungeon, this is ecstasy. Let me play the fantasy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Asia.
And it's your boy, BJ. And we are back like we never left. We're back in the building with another video. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm super excited about this one. We're going to be checking out Dinesh D'Souza. And he's on Fox News.
Fox.
So let's check him out and see what he's talking about on the Ingram Angle.
Here we go.
Likes to be targeted, by the way, for your political beliefs by the full force of the federal government. Well, we're going to ask the man just pardoned by President Trump, conservative filmmaker and author Dinesh D'Souza. Dinesh D'Souza, thanks for being with us tonight. Boy, this pardon has set off a firestorm of freakouts among people on the left. And today we had an especially big freakout from a former Obama U.S. attorney, Barbara McQuade, who was on MSNBC this morning. Let's watch.
It concerns me that not only is he violating the norms of not going through that normal process, but is he painting a narrative that can be convenient for him that sensitizes the public that the government is sometimes, or maybe even often, very unfair to people, which I think has long-term damaging consequences to the criminal justice system.
I knew that was going to be, I knew that was going to come up. Like, okay, all right.
The left has freaked out more over my pardon than maybe any other. I was watching something on CNN, I think it was earlier today or yesterday. These things become a blur. And they were saying how dangerous it is that I got this pardon. And I was thinking about that, and it occurred to me that I think I know what they're getting at. It's dangerous to them. It's dangerous to their ideology, and it's dangerous in a way that other pardons. I mean, think of the Clinton pardon of Mark Rich. You've got a guy here who's an international arms trader and possibly a tax fraud and involved in all kinds of rackets. But he's not dangerous to the ideology at CNN. In fact, he helps to support progressive causes. He gives money to the Clinton Foundation.
Okay, we got to back up a little bit. So the left is saying that his pardon is dangerous. No, D'Souza saying that his pardon is dangerous, but the left is having an issue with D'Souza being pardoned by Trump because D'Souza, he was I guess he committed a crime in regards to like contributing more money to a campaign. I guess there's a limit to how much you can donate or that you can give to a campaign, and he gave more than what you can give. You know what I mean?
Did he know that?
I'm sure he probably knows that. I mean, D'Souza's he's a pretty
I was just wondering if,
person.
maybe he didn't know. Like, he was just trying to be extra helpful. And
trying to be extra helpful.
he wanted to do that, but
yeah, but from my recollection, I that's not a violent crime, and he did go to prison for that, or he did some time for it.
But I think the issue is that if he was pardoned for doing something, especially when it comes to an election, okay, we're talking about Republican, Democrat, like you're pardoned for something that you did illegally in terms of like here we are in this big election, like the law, like I can't lie and say that I wouldn't feel some type of way about that, especially if I'm one of the opposite. You know what I mean? Like, what? You let him out? Like, how? How is that okay? Like, why is it okay? Like that? Not that now. Granted, I personally don't have an issue with him. He's obviously not a violent person. He did something illegally wrong. Wrong is wrong at the end of the day, and that's the part I feel like is the point and principle of it all. That's the dangerous of it. It's wrong, and you let somebody out that did something illegally in an election, during an election.
No, but he already served his time. That's the funny thing about it, is that he pardoned him after he already kind of did his time. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because he already did his time and then he pardoned. I'm trying to figure out why would he pardon him afterwards. I don't know.
He helps to support progressive causes. He gives money to.
Wait, so it wasn't during the election? It was after.
This was on Trump's way out.
Okay. Ooh.
I believe this was getting closer to when Trump left office. You
Okay,
know,
that's what it is.
Yeah, when he was
I mean, you saw exactly what I'm saying. It's like I would feel some type of way, regardless. Even if it wasn't during an election, yeah. If
maybe it was a shot at the Democrats too.
That too, like that's why I'm saying, wouldn't you feel some type of way if you was about to let somebody out like that and they did what they did? Now, like I said, granted, he's not a violent person, but I mean, like.
But this was something that I think Obama kind of did too, going after D'Souza.
I mean, wouldn't you? I'm just saying.
It just depends. Just depends.
I get it, and like I said, I personally don't have any issues with him, but I'm just just speaking hypothetically, I'd have a problem with that. Gotcha. I'm just saying. That's it.
At CNN. In fact, he helps to support progressive causes. He gives money to the Clinton Foundation. I, on the other hand, am a non-white immigrant. I came to America with $500 in my pocket, and I've been exposing the whole progressive ideology. So I'm dangerous in that way. They're right about that.
John Avalon on CNN today was also, I mean, again, the media, the Democrats, the never-Trumpers, they're all questioning why this occurred. And let's watch.
What are you supposed to think about?
Maybe they're more threatened than it would be for him to be dangerous. You know what I mean? Like
I'm sure it's a threat. It's definitely a threat.
It's
and
more
it's
of a threat than it would be for him to be dangerous. He doesn't come off as dangerous. Is like an overstatement for that. Dangerous?
No, he's not.
Like,
dangerous.
Come on. You think the guy's coming out with a
dangerous in regards to politics goes?
Yeah.
Questioning why this occurred, and let's watch.
What are you supposed to think about this?
Yeah. I think you see this as the power of the presidency means a get-out-of-jail-free card. But this is also someone who's been a self-styled conservative intellectual who's really just been a Twitter troll for a long period of time right now, appealing to all the worst instincts and conspiracy theories.
Well, I've never alleged any conspiracy by anyone. What I have done is expose the sordid, racist history of the Democratic Party, a history that actually continues to the present. I've also exposed a lot about Obama. Look, Obama would not have indicted me if I didn't make a film that deeply upset him. I didn't just go against his ideology. I kind of got into his head. And sometimes when I speak on campus, people go, well, gee, Dinesh, what makes you think that Obama even saw your dumb movie or even cares about anything you have to say? Well, the reason I think that is because he was attacking me on his personal website, barackobama.com. So there you go. This is a narcissistic president who believed in the vendetta and recruited goons like Eric Holder and Preet Bharara to then carry his water for him, to go after me. And every little
CNN
indication of my case shows
that subscribe to their liberal ideology, Dinesh. Their point is that people like you and people like...
Okay, so you feel like Barack went at him because a documentary that he put out. Because, you know, Dinesh, he is a Republican. So we can get that out the way as well. So he just feels like Obama went after him in regards to something that he put out in regards to Barack Obama. So he kind of like just sick the dogs on D'Souza, and that's what happened. You know what I mean? Because I'm just wondering how that even came about. How people even knew that he gave a contribution. You know what I mean? And gave a contribution over a limited amount, and then not for that to be just a misdemeanor, but for that to be taken to the felony level. It was on the felony level of a nonviolent crime. You know what I mean?
You're talking about somebody that's coming after the United States of America president. Like, do you think that if we sat up here and we talked about the president, that, you know, nobody is going to come for us if it's something that is opposed to what it is that he puts out and what he thinks and how he feels and his beliefs and what's put into the media? Like,
it happens to people based on who you are.
So I mean, and not only that, but they gonna be going to go dig up some stuff. They gonna find out who you are, where you from, what you did. If you filed your taxes 20 years ago,
if you got a parking ticket, so I can see that.
So I mean, like, it's very apparent that obviously, maybe, perhaps, you made a video about the president. And if you didn't think that there was going to be any backlash because of who you are, then you have another thing coming. And not to think that the spotlight is going to be put on you, but I mean, like, hey, it's almost like you called for me, so I came for you.
Hey. Dinesh. Their point is that people like you and people like me, we're alt-right. Do you notice how that's changed now? You're not a conservative, and you're not winning in the arena of ideas. You're alt-right, or you're xenophobic, or I love it when they call you racist. That's always fun.
Yeah, I was bringing that up.
So it's a way to avoid an argument, a debate. We saw this going back to college. Dinesh and I went to college together at Dartmouth College. Way back before they called it political correctness, they were trying to avoid the fundamental debate about the greatness of Western civilization, how off track they have been on so many issues, the decline of true intellectual thought and diversity of thought. They didn't want that debate. They wanted to shut down debate, which is in line with wanting to shut, frankly, you down, or even this show.
I mean, here's a tiny detail about my case that's so revealing. This Clinton appointee judge who adjudicated my case, the same guy who said, oh, no, there's no political targeting here. As part of my sentence, he sentences me to mandatory psychiatric counseling. Now, let's think about this for a minute. What about my case? Here I've given too much money, or my own money, to a candidate, a college friend of mine running for office. I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. I didn't put bodies in the refrigerator. Why do I need psychiatric counseling, if not that it's the progressive view that I'm not just wrong, but I'm somehow crazy, that people who disagree with them require not persuasion, but therapy. And so this is a kind of re-education project that was attempted on me, and finally the judge just became super frustrated, and he threw up his hands and basically said, the re-education has failed, this man cannot be psychologically rehabilitated, which I took as a great compliment.
Yeah, well, they tried, Dinesh. They should have put you up on the rack. Maybe they should have waterboarded you. That would have actually been an enhanced interrogation that they would have supported on the left. Dinesh,
I guess they wanted to tie you down, Dinesh, and force you to think differently than what you think. You know what I mean?
Dang.
That would have actually been an enhanced interrogation that they would have supported on the left. Dinesh, I also want to get your thoughts on some comments made tonight by Steve Bannon, featured tonight on CNN. He seems to be re-entering the public arena. He's been over there in Italy, maybe working on that populist movement over there. But he said this regarding the Mueller investigation.
I've been a big proponent of Mueller. I was the guy that said, don't fire Comey. This thing's petering out. I've always said, he's a combat Marine, great individual. That ought to play out as it's going to play out.
In fairness, Laura, I just don't know what to make of it. I mean, I will say that actually Mueller was the head of the FBI when my case first surfaced. And the Congressional Oversight Committee had been trying for a while to get my FBI file and couldn't. And then finally they got it redacted, but in it identifies me as a prominent critic of Obama. And I think that's very interesting, because why is that in my file? If this was a case of Lady Justice being blind, they're merely investigating a campaign violation, why highlight my politics? I think it's because the FBI, the Mueller FBI, was signaling to the Justice Department, the Holder Justice Department, here's a guy who's one of your political enemies. Here's a guy you may want to go after. So this is the stuff that the left...
See, that's what I was saying. I'm like, hey, you
Based
called for me and I came for you type of thing. So, yeah, that's exactly what they did. They came for him.
Yeah, they went after him.
Yeah.
Dug up some dirt, found some stuff that he might have done illegally, and like you said, stick the dogs after him.
Yeah.
And then prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law, even if it was excessive.
Yeah.
One of your political enemies. Here's a guy you may want to go after. So this is the stuff that the left is doing behind closed doors. This is what makes people like me dangerous to them. This is why I'm not an ordinary conservative, but somebody who ultimately they would like to see locked up.
Well, they've seen and they've tried to silence conservatives before. Again, going all the way back to college campuses, they shut down speakers. You've had problem on college campuses. Obviously, Ann Coulter, we're going to talk to her in a short while. She's had problems even being able to speak, physically being allowed to speak and participate. And now that's being, in the Obama era, Dinesh, that was actually used as a tactic. Intimidation, following a Fox News reporter, Cheryl Atkinson, thinks her computer was broken into. I mean, these are intimidation tactics that go beyond the stuff that would normally think of. So they're worried about Russia, but they're adopting the tactics of the old Soviet Union. It's stunning.
There's a deep level of lying and deception that goes on here. You know that both Obama and Hillary were disciples of Saul Alinsky.
Dinesh, what do you think in the end happens to this Democrat Party as it's moving farther and farther leftward?
To me, the party is in many respects rotten to the core. Ooh. And what's really holding it up is not the Democratic Party itself, but by its own weight it would collapse. But it's sustained by a kind of outside alliance involving people in academia, the left in the media, and the left in the entertainment industry. The left controls these three megaphones of our culture, and they can put out a huge amount of big lies and disinformation as long as that continues. So they're what's holding up the Democratic Party right now. They're the cover-up artists for this party.
Dinesh D'Souza, thanks so much for giving us your first primetime interview after the pardon from President Trump.
Thanks, Dinesh.
You know, and you know, another thing that I was thinking of as we got closer towards the end of the video, I feel like part of it had to do with, you know, with him being pardoned. I feel like part of it had to do with, like, you know, with them saying, like the conservatives saying, we're going to pardon him to kind of like let it be known, even in the media, like, yeah, we're letting him go and we're pardoning him of the things that Obama kind of like prosecuted him for. Mm-hmm. You know, Obama, and then who did they say, the Hillary Clinton appointed judge? Like, I feel like that was like they're throwing it back in their face now. Like, we're going to pardon him because y'all put him in jail and y'all tried to go after him. Yeah. So it's okay.
It's kind of like a tit-for-tat type of thing. Like,
in a way,
kind of messed up too, because
politically,
he's
you know
just
what I mean?
kind of being jerked around in the middle of it all, like, you know, pulled and caught in between the fire of two political parties. And obviously, I mean, he sides with one of them, but like it was like one of them did something and the other one was like, no, you're not. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah, exactly. And I feel like in all likelihood, like I said, with Obama and with the Obama administration going after him, like I said before, I think one of the key things to know is that he was charged for felonies when it's really more of a misdemeanor crime. So I feel like him being pardoned is kind of exonerating him of those felony charges. You know, that's what I feel like. You know, that's why he was pardoned, because like you said, I feel like they went at him and probably went at him wrongly, you know, to make somebody go to prison for that.
And then,
especially if you had any other
type of programs and stuff like that. Then make yourself feel like you are crazy when you're not crazy. And it's just like, wow. And for him to come out of it, though, and still be like, I'm still the same.
And see, in my head, I just felt like Trump just had a list of people that he just wanted to let go. I'm just like, you know, that he just wanted to pardon, and I'm just like, why is he letting this person go? Okay, he let Kodak Black go, and he let this up, you know, but he, you know, and I was just like, well, why? And now I'm starting to see why a little bit more when I actually watched this video. Like, this one, like, poured a lot of knowledge on me just in regards to, like, Dinesh D'Souza and kind of what he had to deal with, because I thought that it was something completely different. I thought that he really, really, like, broke a law. Like, when they said that he went to prison, I was like, well, what did he do? Did he, like, was it embezzlement? Was it fraud? Mm-hmm. You know, but you just gave more money to a college friend for his campaign. That was really it. And because of your political ideology, that's why they went after you, because of the documentary that you put out about Obama. So, yeah, this really opened up my eyes. But Trump, he did pardon a lot of people. You know, he pardoned, like, Kodak Black. He pardoned a lot of people out the black community.
I mean, yeah. And to go back to my point earlier in the video, like I said, you know, I could see why they would. I don't know why they used the word dangerous. Mm-hmm. So, like, I feel like that's like
that's that political word.
You know what I mean? Come on. He's not dangerous. Like, maybe he knows a lot. Maybe he's, you know.
That's what makes people dangerous.
I mean, call it for whatever you want, you know? But I mean, like, are you intimidated? Are you afraid? Are you scared of what he might say or what he might come out with or what he might know, or etc.? You know what I mean? So
how many of those did you ask? Because all of those are Correct.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like, but to say that though, that's why I was like, I'd still have a problem with that just from the left's standpoint to be like, oh, y'all letting him out. Like, I would have a problem with that, so I can understand why they would probably use that terminology. I don't know why dangerous would come up. I feel like that's kind of like an overstatement to name him as dangerous. I feel like someone dangerous would be somebody walking around with a weapon of something to hurt somebody, to injure somebody, to actually, inflict pain, if you will. That's dangerous to me.
This might have been another case of using your power in the wrong way. I feel like this is another example of using your power in the wrong way.
Definitely.
To help manipulate and to trump up charges.
But what's crazy, he said everybody on the outside basically is like this arena of people that kind of helped make it happen. Yeah. That's the scary. Now that is dangerous. That's the dangerous part. You know what I mean? That there were people outside. If he's correct in what he's saying, that's the dangerous part, I feel like, in that, because absolutely you've been kind of thrown around in the power of something that you can't even overpower yourself, being who you are, because the powers that be will never let you, succeed in what they're doing. So I don't know, hey.
Y'all let us know, because I really want to jump into the comments in regards to this one right here, because this is one of the videos that really kind of educated me, because I didn't know much about like the part and Dinesh D'Souza's part and what really went behind it. So y'all tap in with us, drop those comments, and man, y'all just whatever y'all know, however y'all feel, what it feels like to y'all, like tap in and let us know. Yeah. Because I didn't know. I didn't know that Obama had it out for him.
I didn't either. I did not know that. So if y'all enjoyed this video, be sure you give us a big thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that notification bell, join the family, and if ain't nobody else told you, I love you. And we're going to see y'all in the next video, y'all.
Absolutely. Sooner than later.
Bye.